Hey everybody, this is George, this is Tech Talk, where you can find out about all the newest, latest, most frequently used technology platforms that are going to help you stay connected with the world around you, especially right now during COVID-19. So we've talked about a lot of different tools already, Facebook, YouTube. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorites, Twitter. So for anybody who may not be as acclimated with Twitter as I am, being the digital native that I am, it's a social media platform like all the other ones, but this one's a little bit different. It's more focused on short blurb content. How short you're talking? 280 characters. So really focused on getting your ideas out, be brilliant, be brief, be gone. So one of my favorites, it's one of the funniest ones, and we'll talk about why and all the interesting pieces of Twitter and why I love it so much. So let's go ahead and dive in here. So the thing about Twitter you should know ahead of time is that anyone can view it. So if you were to go on the internet and just look something up for a tweet, you'd actually be able to find it pretty easily. You wouldn't be able to engage with it or anything like that because you need to have an account to do so. We'll dive into that right now. So first thing you're going to want to do is first we're going to navigate to the desktop version. One thing I should mention is that there are two versions of this. There's a mobile app, which will be on your phone, and there will be a desktop version, which will be on your laptop. You can also use the desktop version on your phone, but it's typically advised and also easier to just get the mobile app. But we'll talk about the desktop version for now. So when we get here, we go to twitter.com, move on to the login section. So one thing you're going to see here is just a general idea of what Twitter's about. Follow your interests, hear what people are talking about, join the conversation. That's the gist of the value of why getting on Twitter is so popular for people. It's about 230 million tweets sent a day, a tweet being a live update. They just call it a tweet. Twitter, get it? Yes, you do. It's great. So see what's happening in the world right now. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to want to do to join Twitter today is either sign up or log in. So in the case that you're new to this and you want to sign up, all you're going to need is your name, phone number, or you can use an email instead, and your date of birth. There'll be some other checks behind that, such as verifying your email, creating a password, which you want to make sure is strong and something that nobody else will be able to get into, because cybersecurity is very important, and we're all about that. But in the case that you're doing that, you can go ahead and do that. For our sake, we're going to go ahead and get out of that because I am already on Twitter, and we will go ahead and just log in. So first thing you want to do is either use your phone number or email. So I'll go ahead and use my email because I don't need any spam calls anytime soon. I already get enough of those from the robot calls telling me about my car warranty. And we will then put in our password. Once we do that, boom, congratulations, welcome to Twitter. So let's talk a little bit about what Twitter actually looks like once we get in there. So the first thing you're going to see here is a bar with some pages that break down different content that you can interact with. So first thing we see, which is right here, is our home screen. This is pretty much command center for everything going on in Twitter. There you'll be able to see live updates called tweets that people post. You'll also be able to go to the Explore page. Let's look at the Explore page. So the Explore page, just like what it sounds like, helps you explore some of the content on Twitter. This is where you'll find a lot of news. So one thing that makes Twitter such a popular platform with people is that it's basically a social media network based around quick sharing information. So here you'll see comments, live tweets from people reporting on different news, different events, whether that be a BLM protest, whether it be an event of interest, an NBA game. If you follow me, that's what you'll be seeing a lot of. Or it'll just be links to higher grade content, I should say, in terms of long form. 280 characters is not a lot of characters to really get a point across if you want to get really in depth with something. So a lot of these will just be links to different things, whether it be talking about the Democratic National Convention, or if we're talking about rapper beef, or if we're talking about Gen Z and what those darn millennials are up to. All that information is here. You'll also be able to find popular content creators who you may want to follow. If I want to do that, see right here on the top right corner, let's say just go ahead and hit that follow button. Congrats. Now I'll be updated with them on my timeline, and we can actually see that shown on the home screen, and we'll dive into that a little bit deeper in a second. We also look at notifications. So notifications, pretty self-explanatory, getting notified on what people are doing. So in the case that you were to tweet out something, make one of your own live updates, that information will be on a timeline that all your followers can see. So like I mentioned from previous videos, and I'll break down for anyone who hasn't seen those, most of these social media platforms have a way for you to engage and follow people's content. For Facebook, that's friending someone. For YouTube, that's subscribing. And for Twitter, that is following. So if you follow somebody, you'll be seeing their content on your home screen, and then they can toggle it, they can play with it, they can interact with it. For For instance, my friend here has liked one of the things that I retweeted. A retweet being me reposting somebody's content. And don't worry, some of these words might not mean anything to you, but they will in a second. Trust me. But we can scroll through some notifications to see what people are saying. They can comment. They can actually post photos or GIFs, like my man handing me a big L because the team I wanted to win the other day did not win. An L being a loss, by the way, just in case you didn't know that. We can also look at messages where I can share different tweets or messages without a tweet attached to it to my friends instantaneously. This is just your instant messaging part of Twitter whenever I want to share something. You can also bookmark content. So if there's something that I see that's really funny, like racists getting beat up. That's funny content. What can I say? Or we got lists. I don't have any lists here, but if there was something that I wanted to keep, then that would be something that would be placed here. Also our profile. So for me, this is something that you can update on your own, whatever content that you would like. You can change this being your cover photo. You can change that to be whatever photo you want. I'm a big Kobe fan. RIP to the greatest. So a lot of my stuff right now is based around Kobe. So right here we see one of my favorite quotes of his. Most important thing is to try to inspire people so they can be great in whatever they want to do. Of course, that can be whatever you want it to be. It could be your kids, be your dog. It could be a Kobe tweet too. If it's a Kobe quote, I will follow you, by the way. And also your profile picture, which could be anything. This is a 10-year-old me before I did Tech Talk with a Kobe jersey at a PGA tour with my dad. Create a bio. This can be whatever you want it to be. You can actually create an interactable piece here called a hashtag, which you can click on to find similar content to that. A lot of people are doing that with BLM to help tag and share that content. That could be RIP Kobe. That could be Go Nuggets. That could be whatever you want it to be. This all depends on you. You can also pin tweets. This is a really cool tool. This is something that is really important to you, that you can make sure people see it. And then from here, you can see your tweets, tweets that you've retweeted, being that you reposted it, and all that. So all that is editable. You can go into edit profile, like it says right here at the top, and you can tweak any of this content, your location, add a website, your date of birth. There's other things you can add to that. So a lot of things you can do with that. There's also more to it. If you want to get into the nitty gritty of Twitter, we can definitely do that. Just let me know, and we can make that happen. So let's go back to our handy dandy home screen. So right here at the home screen, let's talk about how one actually goes about playing with one of these tweets. So if we were to click on a tweet, we could explore the conversation further if that's what you so chose to do. I'm not going to do that at the moment. But let's see, superstars eliminated from the playoffs, NBA Twitter. I love Twitter. This is my favorite platform. But you can like this content. So right here is a heart where you can click on that. That means that you like it. You can also retweet it, which is what this means right here. If you retweet that, that means that people who follow you will be able to see it. That's how a lot of these things that you hear go viral. If your millennial kids ever say, oh, you're going viral, you've probably been retweeted. Congrats. So you can retweet that. You can actually, if you want to add some more context to it, you can actually quote a tweet, which is basically retweeting, but with a note. Say, I want to just say, LOL. Or if I want to say something more insightful, if I want to tag somebody, if I want to mention anything in there to add more context or directly mention somebody in it, you can do that as well with your retweet. You can also leave a comment. So if we go here to hitting this icon right here, or if we just go out of this, we could also just hit tweet your reply. And from there, you can type whatever, LOL, Shaq, dang. Or whatever you want to write for whatever content. It's very customizable. Again, it adheres to the 280 character or less format. So if you got 281 characters, you're going to have to find a way to bring it down a little bit. But that's how you generally interact with a tweet. Going back to that instant messaging, like I mentioned, ha ha ha. Me and my friend Kendall love laughing at Shaq. Cool. We can click on this and we can share the link of the tweet where we can copy that and we can paste it wherever we want it to be. We could also add that to our bookmarks, or we could send that via a direct message to my boy Kendall. So I'll say, Kendall. He's going to be so confused while I'm sending this to him, but I'll mention it to him later. I say, lol, LOL, laugh out loud for the non-acclimated. And I can send that to him. He is going to be so confused when he sees that, by the way. But from there, that's just generally how the home screen works. Maybe you're like, I love this Twitter platform. I'm going to go ahead and tweet my own thing now. I can type my own tweet. I can add my own content right here. We see this icon right here means inserting a photograph. So if you have a photograph on your phone or your laptop, desktop, whatever you're using, you can put that in there. A GIF. In the case you do not know what a GIF is, if you've ever seen a photo, it's not a video, but it moves and it's kind of grainy, that is a GIF. That is kind of an interactable photo image that is usually used for comedic relief with great success. So if you want to be the coolest kid and wherever you are, drop some GIFs. Everybody will love you. I will love you. Or we can create a poll. This third one right here is creating a poll. So if I want to take a vote on who's better, Kobe or LeBron, I can create this poll. People who follow me or interact with my tweets can then vote on it, whichever way, and then you can share those results. You can see those results internally, however you want to handle that. This is just for putting in emojis. So anytime you see somebody with a laughing orange sun looking thing, that is called an emoji. And that is basically a way for you to help express yourself. The thing about text, it's hard to emote over words. So sometimes you don't know how people are meaning something. So with an emoji, you can better get that across. Also, great comedic effect. Or we can create a time or date countdown calendar event for something important. So whether that be an event, a lot of small businesses will do this to promote events that they have going on, or if it's something important like, oh, my birthday's coming up, or this is the time the game starts, whatever's important, you can put that in there and then also share that out with your followers as well. So we got a lot of information here. So let's say we want to search for somebody on Twitter. Who do we want to search? I am a big basketball fan, so I will search for this guy that I think is absolutely hilarious, Rob Perez. He is a Twitter comedian around basketball. So for any of my NBA people, you're going to love this guy because he is absolutely hilarious. Let's see what he's got here. One of the best rivalries in basketball, one that produces the infamous lowercase t. Ha. I'll interact with that, so I like it. Right. And retweet it, all that good stuff. And this is where a lot of things go viral. This is where you laugh at things. It's honestly awesome. So that's just a general look at how you can go about that. You can search for anybody on here. You'll have to know what their name is on here. So whatever their tag is, that's what the @ is. This is what their username is, what their handle, as they call it. You have to know that information to find them. But generally, again, you can click on this Twitter icon here, which is the same for pretty much every social media platform. Click on that, take you back to the home screen. And from there, you have now become a Twitter expert. So I've been George. This has been Tech Talk. I hope to hear from you soon. See you guys later.